Okay. All right. So welcome. It's a small group so far. I kind of can imagine because it's a free day and everybody's with family and drinking wine and eating meat and stuff like that. So the healing part comes tomorrow. But, you know, for those who, I'm going to mute you. Yeah, thanks. Fitzgerald, I'm going to mute you too. For those who watch this later, you know, if you have a bit of a hangover, try these techniques because it's just amazing. All right, so we're going to talk about healing, and I'm very aware that it is a big subject, you know, especially in the spiritual world. We have healing and we have like long distance healing and stuff like that. And I put my hands on you, or even without putting my hands on you. And it's actually nothing like that. I'm going to keep it very, very grounded, I would want to say. So first, and if you have been in my meetings before, you have heard this before, but I'm going to keep it very short. If you look at our nervous system, we have like two parts of our nervous system. That is the autonomic nervous system, you know, where everything goes automatically there, you could say. And we have the somatic nervous system. You know, like, for example, you come on the session, you notice that your kids are screaming and you're unmuted and you move to mute yourself. That is the somatic nervous system, conscious nervous system. You think of something and you act. And then the other part, the autonomic nervous system, is the part where your immune response is. You know, if you have an autoimmune illness, something is off in that autonomic nervous system. If you like your hormonal balance, if you have an hormonal imbalance, what happens with a lot of people, women when you get older, but also men, you know, like these hormonal imbalances are autonomic nervous system. The things like that happen in your body, like your digestive system that becomes activated, autonomic nervous system. So we have, like, you could say, a conscious part and a unconscious part within our nervous system. And the average doctor will tell you, if you want to influence that autonomic nervous system, you have to take drugs, pharmaceutical drugs, you know, like, and that is, you know, like, that's partly true, but nothing is always completely true. I'm not going to bash the pharmaceutical system. Don't get me wrong. You know, like, I have a child who is allergic for walnuts. And if antihistamine wouldn't exist, he wouldn't be alive. And like antibiotics have healed me in the past a few times, and otherwise I might not have been alive, you know. So I'm not going to bash the pharmaceutical system. But if we look at the breath, we can influence our breath basically in three ways: breathe deeper, breathe faster, breath hold, and slowing down your breathing. And with that, we have a direct effect on our autonomic nervous system. For example, if you slow down your breathing extremely, your heartbeat goes down. You know, heartbeat is absolutely autonomic nervous system. If you slow down your breathing, you calm down. The blood vessels in your arms and your legs widen, and, you know, you have effect on your blood vessels, basically. So we do have an influence on the autonomic nervous system. For example, if you start running in place, your heartbeat goes up. Yeah, and if we sports, we release endorphins. So we know this about sports, but also with breathing and with cold training. Now, I'm not going to talk about cold training today, but, you know, like, if you can, end your shower cold 30 seconds every day. So we're going to focus on breathing. So we have three ways to influence our breathing: breathing deeper, a little bit faster, breath hold, and slowing down our breathing. Now, I don't want you to just buy what I say. So what we're going to do is a little test. Yeah, and what the test of slow breathing. Then we do 5 minutes of simplified tummo breathing. And then we're going to test that again. And just to show you that you are able to breathe a lot slower after 5 minutes of breath work. And, you know, the main takeaway would be, do some breathing, 5 minutes, if you can, 20 minutes or 30 minutes. But if you don't have time, 5 minutes, practice it every morning before breakfast, and hopefully 3, 4, 5 times a day. just 5 minutes. So the Simplified Tummo Breathing, it will be mailed afterwards. You know, you will get a gift, some website page of mine where those videos are. All right, so you will be able to do this afterwards. So we're going to slow down our breathing. We're going to do 5 rounds of Simplified Tummo Breathing, and then we're going to slow down our breathing again. Now, what does this have to do with healing? Very simple. We live in a very stressed world, and if we are able to manage our stress, we prevent illnesses in the long run. So that's the connection with healing today. Now, another thing I want to ask you is if you have something problematic now, I don't know, it could be your knee, could be your shoulder, could be your digestive system, it could be whatever, a thyroid problem, whatever. Think of that part in your body that you need healing. If you don't know anything, think of the center of your brain. All right, if you're completely healthy and just curious, and that's why you're here, then think of the center of your brain while breathing. Let me just check if everybody's muted. Ravio. Yes. Simplified Tummo, 5 deep breaths to the belly. Breath number 6, we breathe in, we hold 10 seconds, and then we breathe out long and slow. So I will guide you. But first, we're going to slow down our breathing. So start slowing down your breathing, please. And I will time 1 minute, and you count the number of times that you're breathing. And then 5 minutes after that, after we did 5 rounds of Tummo breathing, Simplified Tummo Breathing, we're going to test this again, just to show you what you are able to change in 5 minutes time, because that's where the magic is. You know, if you need to spend 3 hours per day, well, of course, that's going to, you know, give you a change. But if you can do something in 5 minutes, that's like, yeah, man, I love it. I mean, that's what I have. Yeah, Charles is saying I have multiple things. I would say think of one thing while breathing, and then the next round another thing, and maybe it just starts flowing. If you start with your knee and then you go to your shoulder one by one, you know, maybe your body is showing something, but one thing at a time, please. All right, slow down your breathing even more. In 10 seconds, I'm going to time 1 minute. You want to breathe to the belly, diaphragm, all the way up to the chest, as slow as you can. Notice how it makes you feel already. You probably start feeling parts of your body better. I will count to 3 and time 1 minute. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Slow it down. By deliberately slowing down your breathing, you calm down. Really deep in. Breathe out. Try to make your breath out even longer. Notice what you feel. Maybe some part in your body is asking for attention. That would be the part to focus on in the first round of Simplified Tummo. Slow it down. And this is 1 minute. All right. Afterwards, I'm going to ask you before and after. So please remember how many times you were breathing. Now, think of one part of your body that you want to send blood, energy, healing, whatever you want to call it to. We take 5 deep breaths. Belly only, nose in, mouth out. Extra deep, number 5. Breathe out everything. Breathe in and hold. And focus on that part that you want to become better. If you have nothing, center of the head. Another 5 seconds. Keep your shoulders low. And breathe out long and slow, as long and as slow as you can. Round number 2. Decide which part of your body you're breathing to, whatever needs healing. Breathe deep. Number 5, extra deep. And breathe fully out. And now breathe in and hold. And again, focus on that part of your body that you need healing for. And breathe out long and slow. Okay. Decide again which spot you want to breathe to. 5 deep breaths. Extra deep. Everything out. In deep hold. And focus on the part of your body that you want to heal. This is normal. And breathe out long and slow. Round number 4. Again, decide where you want to breathe to. Deeper in. Fully out. In deep and hold. And breathe out long and slow. Okay, last round. Again, decide where you want to breathe to. Breathe deeper, more out. Extra deep. Everything out. In deep hold. And breathe out long and slow. Now again, slow down your breathing. Slow it down even more. I'm going to count to 3 again and time 1 minute. See if we can make a change in 5 minutes time. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Timing. And 3, 2, 1. This is 1 minute. Wow. Exactly 1 minute. That's cool. All right. Now, please leave in the chat from 2. How many times were you breathing before? How many times after? 2 to 1. Nice. 2 is pretty good already. I'd want somebody from 23 to 8. 2.5 to 1. Nice. Yeah, on average, it's divided by 2 and or 2.5. 4 to 2. Very nice. So yeah, please, I would like to know from everybody, 18 to 4. That is very nice, Fitzgerald. 18 is high, by the way. Where are you? Ah, there are you. 4 to 2. Okay, so on average, you divide, you know, like you can breathe twice as slow after 5 minutes of breathing. What I want you, what I hope is clicking in your brain is like, wow, man, in 5 minutes time, I can slow down my breathing more. And why? That's too bad, Andre, but you know, you can try it again afterwards. Why does this matter? Well, very simple. What happens if we are stressed? If we're really stressed, you know, like you lie in an ice bath, for example, it's very likely that your breath goes very high in the chest. So if we get stressed, we're going to breathe more, simply because your brain is seeing a dangerous situation and wants to send more oxygen into the blood and therefore into the muscles because you need to fight or flight. So most of our stress is from things thrown at us, the way we think about life, what is happening in life we don't agree with, this is unfair, whatever. But what is happening with your breath is that your breath goes up, your breathing frequency, to call it, you know, you breathe faster when you're stressed. If you're able to slow down your breathing, you're able to control your stress. So you could say, you know, less stress is more happy. The key to happiness in 2 words is breathe slowly. And these 5 minutes is a way to slow down your breathing. Now, another thing that we did is we were doing directional breathing, you know, breathe into the pain. Like I heard this the first time when I did yoga, breathe into the stretch, you know, and it kind of makes sense. But I want to show you with another self-test that it's directional breathing is not just some woo-woo stuff. Actually, something may be happening. And I'm like, I want you to test this for yourself first. I'm just checking my notes. Okay, let's do the hand test first. So I cannot see all of you, but please follow my guidance. Stretch your fingers backwards. And then look at your hands and you keep your fingers stretched backwards. And then you put the lines of your hands perfectly on top of each other. And after that, you close your hands. And then look from very close to your fingers, the tops of your fingers. Very likely you see that one hand is bigger than the other. Yes. All right, now the bigger hand you're going to put on your leg, you're going to look at your smaller hand. And all we're going to do is look at our hand and slow down our breathing. So you're just looking at your hand, breathing slowly. We're going to do this for 1 minute. It's a very simple test. Please look at your hand. Slow it down. Let's take 2 more really, really slow breaths. Just keep looking at your hand. There's nothing very special about this. One more deep breath. Breathe out long and slow. All right, now we do the same. Stretch your fingers backwards. Place those lines on top of each other and then close your fingers. And again, look from close if something changed. Let me know in the chat what happened, please. The small one is bigger, exactly, Fitzgerald. And, you know, like this normally works for about everybody. So, yeah, so basically in 1-2 minutes time, we can grow our hand. Now, I could make this a very mystical story. Size became the same, yes. So what is happening here? And I'm, you know, like I'm keeping this rational. I have a very intuitive and spiritual side, but the way I think is if I feel something or my intuition says something or I believe something, that is nice. But if I can show it in a rational way, like the other side of my brain, literally, you know, or this is intuition and that is rational brain, and I can explain it, then I found a truth that I can live by. Because if it makes sense rationally plus intuitively, then I found a truth, simply said. Now, what is happening here is because we look at our hands, we focus on our hands and on nothing else. You're not thinking of, oh, I have to buy potatoes for tomorrow because I'm going to make French fries for my family. No, you're just looking at your hand for 1 minute. And what is happening is by focusing on one part of your body, you're sending more blood there. And with sending more blood to a certain part of your body, you're sending more oxygen there, more nutrition and removal of toxins. And so that directional breathing that I learned in yoga is not just some woo-woo stuff. And this is why I asked you in the first round of breathing to breathe into the part that you feel needs healing. Yeah, and I could talk about energy, but you can talk about blood, you know, and blood is energy, basically. You're sending the blood to that certain part of your body by thinking of that part of your body. Isn't that amazing? And I truly feel that this is the function of pain. You know, if you worked out too much yesterday and you like feel your bicep, your chest because you have been doing push-ups and pull-ups and whatever, the whole day you're thinking because you feel that part of your body. I'm going to mute you, Ian. So with feeling the pain and thinking of that part of your body, you're actually sending more blood there. And this is why we heal faster. Super cool, isn't it? Now, I've had a long talk with a neurologist. So this is pure science. This is not something I believe. From a neurology point of view, any illness, whether it is, you know, some incurable autoimmune illness, a paralyzed leg, whether it's physical or mental, being bipolar, depressed, whatever it is, from a neurology point of view, this is because somewhere in the brain, the metabolism is not optimal. Right. So if somebody has a paralyzed leg, somewhere in the brain, there's probably like a zero metabolism, and that's why that leg is not functioning. This is just neurology. First year of neurology, you learn this if you're at the university. Now, then the question is, of course, like, how can we optimize metabolism? And that is a big, you know, like from a theoretical point of view, this is how a brain cell works. A brain cell needs a stimulants. And the stimulants, we have positive and negative stimulants. You know, a fighting movie with a lot of blood just before you go to bed, not a positive stimulant. And a positive stimulant is to do sports, for example, to do cold training, to listen to good music, to get a massage, to have an orgasm. Let's talk about sex. Why not? You know, these are all positive stimulants for our brain. So aside from a stimulants, it needs fuel. And the fuel is really very simple. It's glucose and oxygen, and that's it. Glucose, we have enough, you know, like unless you're fasting for 7 days or, well, you know, it's more, the problem in our lifestyles is more that we have too much glucose, but we certainly don't have a shortage of glucose. So then it's about oxygen. And if we can, so simply said, if we can send more oxygen to our brain, theoretically, this could prevent a lot of ugly illnesses. And from the directional breathing test, the hand test that we just did, I hope it clicks in your rational brain too, that directional breathing is not some woo-woo thingy. So by thinking of the center of your brain, you're sending more blood there. Now, a few of you were also yesterday at the DMT session, which was an amazing session, you know, like, so what we do with DMT breathing has actually some, you know, DMT breathing is after your breath in, you squeeze your lower muscles in your hands and you're sending the blood to the brain. So like you get a red hat, push it to the brain. From a DMT perspective, we push our spinal fluids upwards, and that may release some, you know, light or geometric forms or just floating in that beautiful twilight zone. Your brain shuts off, you know, that's the DMT story. But from a neurology point of view, what is happening is we press the blood to the brain. With more blood to the brain, there is more oxygen in the brain. And from that story that I just told you, it means that if we can optimize the oxygen flow to our brain, then we may, and I'm putting it carefully because yes, this is science, but I didn't see any double clinical trials about that, and I would love to see them, but you know, time will show that. But if we can send oxygen to our brain, this may mean that the metabolism in all the different parts of our brain optimize as well, and that we may be healthy from a physical and mental point of view. So that's the second breathing session that I would like to do with you. We're going to do, it's called TT5. It doesn't really matter. Take 5. It looks very much like the Tummo breathing, and I'm just going to guide you. But on our breath hold after breathing in, we're going to squeeze our lower muscles and squeeze the blood to the brain. And then I want you to think of the center of your brain. So we push in a mechanical way the blood to the brain by squeezing our lower muscles. The blood flows where there's less pressure, which is in the brain. I'm talking about healing, but I actually have a bit of a cough. Isn't that a paradox? So from a mechanical point of view, we're pushing blood to the brain, but then also when you're holding, I want you to focus on the center of your brain, because you just show yourself that if you focus on a certain part of your body, there will be more blood going there. So twofold, blood will flow to our brain. All right? Give me a thumbs up from the people that I can see. Thank you. Okay, let's take one really, really slow breath and then we're gonna start. Five deep breaths, nose in, mouth out, belly and chest if you want. Extra deep. Breathe everything out. Empty your lungs. Breathe in, hold, squeeze to the brain. Focus on the center of your brain. And then release those muscles and then breathe out. Dizzy is normal. More dizzy is normal. Again, 5 deep breaths. While breathing, think of the center of your brain. Extra deep. Fully out. In deep, hold, squeeze to the brain, and think of the center of your brain. Release the muscles first, then breathe out long and slow. Tingling sensations is normal, dizziness is normal. Again, 5 deep breaths. Even deeper in. Everything out. Empty your lungs completely. In deep, hold, squeeze. Focus on the center of your brain. Release the muscles, breathe out long and slow. One more round, I think. Let's do one more round. Extra deep in. Everything out. In deep, hold, squeeze. Focus on the center of your brain. Let go of the muscles and breathe out long and slow. And then take a moment either to breathe really slow and very deep, or just to breathe very lightly and feel. Feel the sensations in your body. Which part of your body are you feeling? You know now that by focusing on those parts of your body, you are sending more blood there. Slow it down. If you think this is cool, next Wednesday, I'm starting again my group coaching program. And I would actually like to show you what it looks like. So I'm going to give a discount of 30% with the coupon HEAL. It will be in an email. But let me share my screen because it's actually there's Nelly is here and Gary, who are, you know, like in my instructor course. Here. This is just the online material. So it's a group coaching program for 6 weeks. We're getting together for 90 minutes. So you have a crowd to connect with. You will get an accountability partner. You will implement this in your life, because most of the time with online courses, it doesn't. Like 10% of the people finishes the course, and with group coaching, it's 90%. So we have different weeks, and this is like my learning management system. It's called Campfire. It's Finnish. So week 1, we're going to focus on building a morning routine. Like, for example, these are different modules. So we have a module, Test Yourself, Science and Physiology, week 1. Every week we have Science and Physiology and breathing techniques. You will not only understand, you will practice and you will implement it in your life. And then week 2 is about proper breathing. You know, like what is better, breathing to the belly, to the chest. We're going to focus on Tummo breathing, again, science and physiology, things like that. Then week 3 is about calming down. So these are all modules, you know, like every module has more videos in it. So this is a lot of backup material. If you become a nerd, you know, so in this one, there's 5 videos. Well, I'm sure you've seen it. If you become a nerd, there's a lot of material to focus on. If you are, if you're very busy, then just 90 minutes and about 7 minutes per day is what I ask for your time. Then week 4, we're going to go a bit more intense. Week 5 is about DMT breathing and techniques for healing. And week 6 is about sports performance and techniques for healing. Then there is bonus material, of course, about nutrition and things like that. There are review questions. And what I find most important is I have a library. So, you know, every week you get the email from the new week, like this week, we're going to talk about this, but all the videos are here structured in the library. We have a module, breathing exercises for public spaces. This is what really makes my life good. Mindset, exercise. So it's 80% breathing, 15% exercises, 5% cold training. So it's I call that the holy trinity of a morning routine is exercise, breathing, and cold training. All right. Now, I just want to show you because I'm very proud. And the funny thing is that this is level 1 of becoming an instructor. So I'm not asking you to make that decision, but maybe you're so triggered that you would like to go further. There's a level 2 where I have from other breathing schools like Oxygen Advantage and Breathology. And of course, I'm trained as a Wim Hof method instructor, you know, then in level 3 will be about teaching how to teach the corporate world. But for now, I would like to plug that level 1, control your breath, control your life. And with coupon HEAL, you get a 30% off. So it goes from like €1,000, which is about the same as dollars, to 700 with more than 100 videos as backup material and personal attention and coaching from my side in a small group. All right. That's it for me. You will get this in an email too. And it's the 1st of June, 7 p.m. my time. That is in LA time. That would be 9 hours early, 10 a.m. In New York time, that is like 1 p.m. and UK time, that is 6 p.m. We have that group coaching session. If you miss a session, of course, you will get a replay. And I will send you this also in an email afterwards. And then I'm going to stop the recording exactly at 45 minutes past. I don't like to waste your time. And then I want to open the session for questions if you have any.